let's go ahead and get that taken care of, chat. Let's go ahead and get into a game number 1, best of 5 action here. MSU White going to be out on the blue side of the ball. Also, let me know as far as volume, let me know if the game volume's at a good level or if it's too high. Pross going to get themselves an early shot. Northeastern Huskies need but 28 seconds to find themselves a first goal. A 1, a 2, a 3. Everyone getting involved. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. First goal on the board for Northeastern Huskies in game number 1. Let me turn the music off as well. We probably don't want that going in the background, eh? Angebro's going to keep the pressure in the zone. Prost up in the sky. Gets the first touch, looking for the second for a potential center. Instead, you get the kablamo whammo combo. Prost with the demo. Harley Quinn going to be able to find the back of the net here as well. Everyone getting involved. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. Even getting a little bit of help with the bar down as well. Remember, in a best of 5, this game number 2, oh so important, especially for a team like the Spartans who dropped game number 1. Last thing you want to do is have to put yourself in reverse sweep territory. Angebro going to capitalize on the mistouch, or I guess really a no touch off that back wall. Angebro's going to be able to slip this on in. Allows for the Huskies to quickly enter right back into that offensive zone. Ross is going to launch a shot forward. That's off the rebound. And what a touch. Harley Quinn does just enough there to be able to reposition. That thing was filthy. Oh my goodness. It's 3-0 here for the Huskies. Kind of that volley back and forth. It's been the control over the midfield line. Brandini rises up. Brandini with the double save here as well. But Brandini unable to get the third. As Harley Quinn follows up and absolutely punishes the double commit. Which, yeah, the double commit got you the save. But then no one able to be in position to hold the line. And with 33 seconds left, the Northeastern Huskies going to be up 2-1. Nice shot from the midfield line. Bolte's going to miss the follow-up. Gribble tries to bounce one in off of the rebound, and it's Ducky who's able to come in and grab the save. Gribble unfortunately grabbing the demo instead of the shot. Ducky now going coast to coast with it the opposite way. Look at the flick of the wrist right on over the defender. Look at the ball control. Puts it just right up over Bolte there. Brandini tries to close the gap to potentially tap that thing up off the backboard for the save as well. And also it's like maybe a look. Not really much of a follow-up. That shot from Brandini does go wide. Kablamo from Crunch should buy some additional space for the Cincinnati Bearcats squad to try and find a way to get this out of their zone. It's a pass over to Mystic. Bang, just like that. The Bearcats up 3-0. Just look at how quickly they can switch the field around here too. Bolte thought about trying to close the gap. Maybe just not fully committing there. You win the 50, had a bunch of open field. Unfortunately not going to be able to do so, which leaves it in the middle of the field for Ducky. Pass right on back from Crunch. The give, the go, and the Bearcats going to take the lead with 60 seconds left to go. What a play. Mystic was there to follow up as well if Ducky wasn't able to find it. Bearcats take the lead. 60 seconds left. It's up to the Spartans to respond. Mystic's up in the sky. Carries it. All right. Hand down. Man down. You give him too much space. If you let the chef cook, you should know he's going to turn up the heat. And it's now 3-1. 12 shots for the Bearcats as opposed to the 6 from the Spartans at the midfield line. One touch, looking for the second, met by Bolte up in the sky. Brandini looking to get past the defenders, but the defensive rotations from the Bearcats have been on point, meeting with that resistance around the midfield line. And allows them to keep pressure in the zone. And it's Ducky off of a pass from Mystic. Allows for the Cincinnati Bearcats to take the lead just 44 seconds into game number 3. It all starts with finding that first lead, building some confidence, building some momentum. And for this squad here, maybe finding a third goal as well. That's going to find the woodwork, but Gribble off of the rebound, punches it home. And the Spartans have their biggest lead of the evening. Potential pass to Brandini off the back wall. Getting red, Ducky with the shot. Bolte swats it away, sends it towards the corner. One last bite of the cherry for the Bearcats, but instead a big booming clear. Gribble's gonna follow it up, and it's gonna be 3-1 for the Michigan State Spartans. And with 2 seconds left, that's going to seal the deal on game number 4. And ladies and gentlemen, we get ourselves a game 5. Oh, and Brandini tries to shove it in. It's Crunch, though, with the save. Brandini turned around, shot opportunity, bang! And the Spartans tie it up as we're halfway through game number 5, and we're tied at 1 apiece. And just as much as we thought that this might have been getting out of control in game number 2, the Spartans have scratched and clawed their way on back, and then off of the kickoff, back-to-back goals for the Michigan State Spartans. And now they are the ones who just simply have to hold the line. That's going to be a tie ball game. I want to watch this back to see exactly what it was that happened here. Oh, no, not like this. Another technical own goal. It goes off the top of the car. And you can see what they were going for there. Bolte was just trying to pop that thing up to find the backboard. But instead it finds the lace. 45 seconds. And we're in silver goal territory. Mystic up in that front left-hand corner, looking for a pass towards the middle of the field, but Brandini able to jump the passing lane. And it's Bolte able to chase it down with the second effort, trying to make sure that the Bearcats aren't able to get out of their zone. Instead, Crunch looking for the bicycle kick. I'm Pele! As the Bearcats take the lead in the closing 15 seconds of gameplay here in game number 5. Crunch with the ice in the veins. While we have at times seen this Tar Heels squad be able to find a little bit of presence in the offensive zone, it hasn't been much. It's really been the Niners Esports squad as we see Knight able to punch this one across the goal line here. Not even 2 minutes in, Niners Esports find their first goal. 5 shots as opposed to just the one from the Tar Heels. But Caden gonna find a quick response for the Tar Heels here. Both teams securing themselves their first goals in the opening 2 minutes. Nice little flick over one defender. Knight not quite able to get there and close the gap either. We're all tied up at 1. Knight's gonna take up off this back wall, looking to potentially pass it up off the back. Lazy shoves it on home. And while the Tar Heels find a response to the Niners' first goal, the Niners Esports squad is gonna find a second. At this point, seems to have gotten a little bit of a feel. Lazy gonna come out with a little bit of aggression, buying some space in front of the net, takes away the defender. Knight just is able to rise on up and gets the control. Look at this. No one closes the gap, but Knight just says, you know what? I think right there's a good place for it. Niners Esports up 3-1. Wow, edge tree. While I'm trying to take a drink here. Able to take up off the sidewall. Gets right up over Knight and says, you know what? Let's take this lead. And we're going to cut that bad boy in half. Moves the ball forward from about the midfield line. Just not nearly enough oomph to be able to find anything threatening in the middle of the field. Knight, second opportunity off the sidewall. Not going to find it. Edge tree, though. Wide open field. Wide open net. And the Tar Heels are going to tie things up at 3 with 46 seconds left to play. 2 minutes gone by here in our overtime, and now it's the Tar Heels entering the offensive half. That's Tree trying to get past Lazy, but although that was sailing wide, Lazy gets the control and tries to flip the pitch, flip the script. 3 players all huddled up in this corner here, however, for the Tar Heels. Could spell some trouble. Lazy. One pass off the back wall. Knight says, hand down, man down. And it's going to be Niners Esports taking game number 1. Now it's going to be up to the Niners Esports squad to do something that they really didn't need to do in game number 1, which is play from the behind. And now it's going to be actually a 2-goal deficit as Caden looking to spark this Tar Heels offense. Lazy rises up, but Caden gets a second touch. Let's see if the Niners Esports squad has what it takes to be able to turn things around. I mean, there's still time. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Ample time to find 3 goals. Of course, that will require your defense to step things up. But if your offense is flowing, that also, kind of in its own right, does help you keep the pressure off the defense. And it starts with a goal here for the Niners Esports squad. Coolio Paludio with the pass from Lazy. Caden's going to shoot on target here. Requires a save from Lazy. Now it's going to be the Niners Esports squad leaking out the opposite way. They found themselves one. Can they find themselves another? Especially if you can do it before another goal. All of a sudden it's a 1-goal game. That's going to sail wide. Can they keep the pressure? That's over the last back. Coolio Pludio, wide open net. And just like that, less than a minute, and it's a 1-goal game. Now the Niners Esports squad have the possession once more. Oh, it's Lazy looking to slot it. Gets the assistance from Coolio Pludio. 3 shots, 3 goals as the Hats hit the pitch with the hat trick. And we got ourselves a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final 50 seconds here in game number 2. So we're all tied up at 3. Etch Tree drops that thing onto target. And look at this. Beautiful pass from Fnatic. Edge Tree says, I'll take that, thank you very much. And I don't think Knight was even expecting this thing to drop on down. You can see the whoops up in the chat. I think was expecting that thing just to drop up off the backboard. Of course, the Tar Heels were up by 3 at one point in game number 2. The Niners were able to put together 3 goals pretty well, back to back to back. And then it's Knight getting filthy with it. The double tap off of the pass here from Coolio Pludio, flipping the pitch, flipping the script. Etch Tree almost gets there, but instead gets put on a highlight reel. Of course, 1 shot is all it takes to send us to the rubber match. Tied up at 1 here as well. Lazy off the sidewall, able to get it past Caden, keeps the control. Oh my goodness gracious, call that man butter, he's on a roll. Niners Esports need 16 seconds in overtime. As Lazy going to take game number 2 here for the Niners Esports squad. And what a game. Tightly contested, 11 shots from Niners Esports as opposed to the 12 from Tar Heels. Man. We talked about how the Niners had the ability to take the wind out of the sails of the Tar Heels, and it looks like they did just that. Of course, the Tar Heels did come out hot in game number 2. if they could potentially do that here again in game number 3 and build up that momentum, build up that swagger, might be just what the doctor ordered. Of course, you have to have the best, worst short-term memory. Those last 2 games, it doesn't matter. You take this game by game if you're the Tar Heels, because you can't necessarily win this series in this next game, but you can most certainly lose it. Lazy, up in the sky. Knight was looking for a potential bump. Couldn't tell if they were able to find it or not. Now it's Edge Tree going the opposite way. Everybody up in the sky here for Niners Esports. Leaves an opening, but Caden can't slide that thing on in. That might be an opportunity, but they're going to want to have that. That's good news here. For the side. I was going to say of the Niners because they're still tied up, but now the Niner Esports squad able to go the opposite way with it. And Lazy rising up that double tap as well. And Lazy, yeah, I agree, Seven. Kind of insane. Lazy going crazy. The Niners Esports take the lead. Now the pressure's really going to be on this UNC squad. I mean, they've had to play from behind. Couldn't quite figure it out. They played from the front. Couldn't quite figure it out. Now you're running out of opportunities. You're running out of time. How many more empty visits into this blue half of the pitch can you take before it starts to eat away at the mental and the doubt starts to creep into the back of the mind? Oh, Lazy. Oh, Lazy. Okay. First off, nice by Knight to move this forward. And to be fair, this was going to be going into the goal either way. And now you wonder what the answer is here for the Tar Heels. Looks like they're trying to start by upping the pace, upping the ante, trying to choose violence here with the demos, but weren't able to follow it up with really anything towards the net. Now it's Knight going the other way, and that's number 3 for this Niners Esports squad. This Niners Esports squad is not going to make the mistake that the Tar Heels did when they were up 3-0 in game 2. They will not surrender this lead. They will continue to put their best foot forward, keep the pedal down to the metal. There's a threatening look here, though. Fnatic going to be able to find a second. And a goal every 30 seconds. Not very improbable. We've definitely seen stranger things happen. Neither team really able to truly establish an offense, though. It's just kind of been simple one-touches here or there. It's going to be VTR, though. Second touch. That's going to be a pass towards the middle of the field. Ball sitting in front of the net, and it's the second effort from VTR as it was a double commit off basically that centered pass. No one able to get a touch onto it, and VTR, despite having no gas in the tanks, turns that thing right on around and gives this USC Esports squad a lead in game number 1. However, it's right up off the kickoff. Hydro was looking to try and make a play towards the net. Bond's going to be able to do it here. Followed up by Brand J. Does get saved by VTR. So VTR not just moving forward with the offense, but able to produce on the defensive end here as well. Brand J going to have a nice, beautiful shot just outside the key from distance, and it's a beautiful little pass from Bonds in the corner. Sets up Brand J. VTR almost gets there for this save as well, just not able to get enough. Regardless, though, it has been the Utes doing a good job of keeping this ball pressed forward. VTR finds a clear. That's going to find its way right past Brand J. That's a costly mistake, as that is going to give the USC Esports squad their second goal of the game. We've all been there. You think you put your car in the right position for that thing to just tap the side to be able to try and scoop it together to turn things around. Instead, it bounces right next to you. And all you can do is sit there and look at it with your head already starting to hang down a little bit. Plenty of time, though. Used to be able to turn things around, and Brand J does just that. Pass from Bonds as well. That same duo. But I mean, the Utes, relentless right now. Pressed all the way forward. They have not allowed for this Trojans defense to get out of their half. Bonds in the corner, gets over one. Looking for a center, tries to center it up, and I think that's off the back of a Trojans player here, if I'm not mistaken. We'll be able to see it on the rebound, or on the replay, but Bonds, oh, and it's off the back of YoBoyCue's. Not like this. 4-3 here for the Utes. 4 seconds left. As the ball hits the ground, the Utes will take game number 1. But here to start things off in game number 2. The Utes haven't allowed this thing past the midfield line. Bonds is going to go for the double tap off the backboard, drops it on down. 41 seconds into game number 2, and the Utah Utes take the lead. Now it's going to be up to the Trojans to not let this thing get out of control. You want to try and find yourself a quick response. The last thing that you want is Brand J to find a second goal. I mean, it took 41 seconds to find the first, and then just a mere 5 for the Utes to double down. It gives the possession right back to the Utes. They're able to do a quick refresh, enter right back into the zone. Pops it up over 2, but YoBoyCue's able to read it there. Ball bouncing still just out towards the left side of the key. BTR, not like this, was trying to gather the control, but pressing forward. We're the Utah Utes. Bonds does a great job here, pressing the issue and getting a third goal. And that's now 4 unanswered for the Utes. Let's make it 5. The wheel's starting to come off just a little bit here, as Bonds is gonna find another, picks the pockets and says, thank you, I'll take that. Here's Hydro moving the ball on up on the back wall, leaving it off for Brand J, who tries to slip it in, but unfortunately cuts it just a little bit too hard, sends it over to the other corner. Brand J launching a shot forward, that's gonna be high. Bonds fields it, puts it in off of the rebound, and while it might have taken almost a half of play, it is going to be the Utes who do strike first, putting themselves into the driver's seat. Brand J gonna be able to turn around. One more touch off the back wall. Hydro was looking for the shot. Brand J finds the demo, one last defender, and we're now entering the final 10 seconds of play. Yeah, the Trojans have been able to restrict the Utes to just the 1 goal thus far, but they have not been able to find the back of the lace. They have to find their way across the pitch as well. While there's zeros on the clock, and BTR is gonna be able to keep this thing up in the air. Even the Utes feeling the confidence of saying, you know what, we want to go for 1 more goal. We don't mind. And Brand J going to be able to do just that as the Utes bust out the brooms. They walk away with a dub off the back of the sweep. USC Esports Trojans. What a series. What a series, man. That was... Whew, man, the Utes came out to play today. I feel like that game 2 really set the tone to the point where, even though the fact that like the Utes didn't necessarily light up the scoreboard in game number 3, right? For the Trojans, it was just the frustration of, one, they hadn't scored in so long. And I think it's almost like the expectation of like, oh, when is the next goal gonna come, right?